And today on Event Icons, live from IMEX, we are trying to see who can make who laugh the loudest, which is crazy.
Will's winning.
Because today was awfully serious, topically wise.
Yeah.
And so the levity is appreciated, but man, we talked about security, we talked about safety, we talked about diversity and inclusion. And I don't know about you, but I feel smarter.
I do. I always
There were trends. There were surveys. There was Excel spreadsheets.
There are announcements.
There were more
announcements.
spreadsheets? I missed the spreadsheet.
More data.
Science of human behavior, tons of data.
Science, y'all.
I love the emotional intelligence talk that we had.
Yes.
Channeling my inner Lindsay there. Science, y'all.
Science, y'all.
Science, y'all.
See, it doesn't. It's the Minnesota accent.
It doesn't quite work.
Bless his heart. He
Oh,
tried.
I've got.
though.
Hey, my mom's from the South. I can bust out a
He's
y'all.
so defensive.
I'm allowed to y'all.
Oh, you're.
Oh, I'm allowed to y'all.
Oh, that's right. So, y'all, what else did you learn?
I thought that what was really interesting about the emotional intelligence thing was that it's not a topic that we talk about a lot. However, you think about the events industry and it's like the whole point is how you connect with people and how you engage people and personalize things. And yet it's never a conversation we have. And it's such a personalization thing. I love what she said about you have to think about emotional intelligence like, what is your superpower, right? So if you know that, then you can get people connected and working together in different ways. So I thought that was really, really interesting.
Brant?
I'm blanking. I'll be perfectly honest there because it was a jam-packed day and my mind has turned mush at this point. But I'm a stats nerd. I enjoyed it. Obviously, wound up talking on a couple of different interviews about data. What was kind of interesting to me is that we're seeing perhaps some conflicts in some people are saying life is rosy and we're on the way up. Other people are saying, nah, we could be heading for a slowdown. And so, that might depend on, what part of the industry you're in. So I'm kind of, it's interesting to me that, of course, you're not always going to get 100% agreement, from survey to survey, or it depends on what data set you're using, or what part of the industry you're looking at. So it's great to kind of hear, that we have to look at these things from multiple angles. That we don't just have to sit here and go, okay, I read a survey that everything's fine. It's good to have multiple perspectives, and it's good to have multiple angles on these types of things.
I was completely mind blown too by how business oriented I think we have been so far in a lot of our topics too. Is that we hear so much about how we want meetings to mean business and events to mean business, and the stats and the business decisions that are going behind everything. And all these conversations has been just absolutely mind blowing, I think, as well.
And protecting those business investments. I think that that's been an underlying theme, both from a human resources perspective, acknowledging the time, the energy, the money that you're investing both in hiring, training, taking care of them, but also that attendee experience, recognizing it's not just transactional. It's not just a commodity we're out there shaking that can be easily replicated. It's a thoughtful process with real goals, real metrics, and it requires expert people to really come in and ensure that every year is a stepped course towards excellence. And that's just fantastic.
I think the other through line that we have to mention really is this word that I keep hearing over and over again, no matter what topic it is, which is strategy. Right? I think if we went back and looked at and counted word counts, I think strategy or strategic would be the number one word. And it's interesting, and I think it says a lot about the industry and the trends in the industry that we're not doing things just to do them, and we're not just doing what's worked in the past. We're thinking more strategically. We're considering different elements into our strategy as well, and we're making business decisions based on these things. So I think that is a trend we are seeing in the industry as a whole.
Yeah, the other thing that was that seemed to come up over and over again though is that whether it's sustainability or marketing trends or KPI or all of these things, you don't have to start here. You can start here,
right?
And start small and find the things that are the most important to you. Find the things that are the most relevant to you and your organization. And we saw lots of different ways of doing that. You know, we've talked a couple of times now over the course of these last couple of days how sustainability is more than just being green, and the various aspects of that, and that when you look at the I think it was the 17 things that Chase was talking about, you know,
So many colors.
but picking the ones that make the most sense for your organization and make the most sense for your event. And so you don't have to, even though we're talking about heavy, deep, big, world-changing things, you know, because what is the phrase? When we meet, we change the world. Was it something along those lines?
Definitely.
That, you know, that we're able to still bring it down and bring it to these first steps. It doesn't have to be this big thing. Just take the little baby steps and do the things that are important to you.
And that still, even with all the talk of strategy, the emphasis on exceptional execution and tactics is still there. Marin had just basic tips that sometimes we get so caught up in the big picture. She was like, here are 5 things you can do and do today and help communicate. John Whitney from the Emergency Concierge, which is a terrifyingly huge, dramatic, deep, oh my goodness subject. Really just start here, start easy, start accessible. Camille, registration, it's huge, it's complex. Start here, start easy, do this. And I think that that's the wonderful thing about it. It's no matter where you are, if you've been in the industry 25 years, if you've been in it for 2 months, there's a place for you to find your place to be successful and go, there's a next step.
And I think it says a lot about the impact of small things, right? That if you do this one little thing, it can actually have a big impact, and then it snowballs from there, and then you can build off of that, right? Especially if you're in a situation, which I feel like a lot of event planners I talk to are, where they're not getting the buy-in from their stakeholders in their organization to start small, show the improvement, show the impact, and then be like, cool, let's take this to another level, right? So I think that that's an important element. And I think that's why you're finding these educators and strategists talking so much about the little things you can do.
And there's been definitely, I think, a huge throughput, not even just on the show, but people I've talked to all throughout this entire week, and it's that we all have to start taking action on a lot of things. I mean, we've been talking a lot about sustainability. Has been probably that's where I've been hearing it the most, but it's just about going and stop talking about it and just go and do. And I think that's the best thing that we can do for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we've got more great content coming up tomorrow. We were checking the schedule and moving things around because we were like, wow, big picture, big topic, big thing, big idea. Who's going to do that? My brain hurts. It's time to go and find a happy hour on that amazing trade show floor. So I think that's what we might be doing. But tune in tomorrow. Don't leave us hanging. As always, if you've got things you want to be talking about, catch us on the social media, #EventIcons. Sign up and share the link. If someone hasn't joined us, don't forget to send it to them. Thursday's a great day to, watch us and not pay attention to the RFP on your desk. Anything else I forgot?
No, I think
that'll do it.
Brant's like, no, we should tell them to be responsible, but good talk, Lindsay.
Watch social media. We'll be, going live and showing some cool stuff about what's going on here at IMEX at night. And we'll catch you again tomorrow afternoon with
That's
more
right.
great
It's
guests.
Rendezvous tonight, right?
Rendezvous and PI Foundation's big event. Everyone's going to be there, and it'll be really cool. We'll send you photos and videos and stuff, and it'll be awesome. So
Yay.
tune into social.
And tune in tomorrow. #EventIcons right here from IMEX America 2019.
Talk soon.